Yeah, it just feels like childhood's dying lately, and I've been okay with it because there's better things outside of nostalgia I've been learning.
You know, I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't even know if my kids know what Toys R Us is.
Do they? I mean, are toys even a thing anymore?
Not really.
Actually,
Like Legos, like select toys.
Honest to God, I can't help but get into certain action figure lines. Like I have a couple Disney Afternoon things, but I think that's what they've just become very specific to collectors, like the dorks like me that would buy that shit and post it on their wall. I have a lady that doesn't judge me, so I don't have to worry about not getting laid anymore. It works out.
That's a good feeling when you find someone willing to put up with you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at this room that puberty just left behind. Well, I did.
But the Toys R Us thing, like, I'm not getting the big giant outcry. Like, I never went to Toys R Us as a kid, because my parents weren't going to spend that much money on me.
My jam was Hills.
Hills? I did a lot of Hills.
Because you could always get those 2 for deals, and if you had a brother, you were in business.
I just like the way the place smelled.
Popcorn and hot dogs.
Yeah.
And nacho cheese.
Dude, they came out with a Hills scented candle not too long ago, like a year ago.
They did that up at Kennywood with Potato Patch Fries.
They made a candle out of them?
Potato Patch Fries and a Pittsburgh Dad. It was the Pittsburgh Dad. It had the Pittsburgh Dad's face on it. I forget what the other one was, but they did not smell anything like that at all.
Really?
Yeah. I don't go for those crazy scents. Now, I am a man who likes candles and incense and all that stuff. Teakwood, sandalwood, but like I can't elicit any like olfactory sensation from fucking Potato Patch Fries from a candle unless I'm at Kennywood. It smelled nothing like it. But that just or
I don't know what that's supposed to smell like though, because like Kennywood stinks.
Yeah, like the Potato Patch Fries, everybody goes, "Oh, it smells so great." It does when it wafts in your face, but on a hot summer day, you're just
it's
smelling
that and puke,
like sweat.
Yeah,
Somebody hasn't showered in a week and went to Kennywood.
I got free tickets.
You smell the French fries because it's like coming up for air for a second. It's like, oh god, like what do I smell? Okay, that's the best thing here right now.
Oh man, I've gone to Kennywood like in the past few years because of the kids. Dude, it has not changed a bit.
No, it's fun. CC and I went. We had a really good time. It's just if you have nothing to do one day, just go up and do it. But I prefer museums at this point because those I like that those never change in a good way. And the first time I ever went to a museum was somebody that knew a museum. It changed me forever because she walked through there and we spent like 3 hours and I had to coax it out of her. But she knew things about paintings that I didn't. Like she was those little placard cards right on the side of the painting, and I loved that. And and that was one of the positive things about that relationship was taking that out of it. But yeah, theme parks in general I'm over it because I realized a few years ago when we went to Kennywood on Fright Nights and I went on the Area 360 that the older I've gotten, the more not a fan of heights I am anymore.
Yeah, like dude. Like
something happened.
I'm turning into a big giant puss.
I'm there.
Like
I'm in Pussville.
Oh, I used like there was a time in my life where I could throw a ladder up against the side of this house, climb up on top of that roof, and like walk the side of it. And
yeah, what happened?
Yeah, you put me about 4 steps up on a ladder right now. I just want to throw
my knees
up.
Turned to dust. Yeah,
I'm like, oh god, dude, like. I first found out about it like not last summer, but the summer before. My dad needed help with something on his roof. I'm not going to make my 60-year-old father climb on his roof. I'll go up there. Dude, I got stuck. Like, I got up there and spun.
Oh.
And his is like a good 2-story, like 25-foot drop onto the ground.
I don't.
That's if I missed the deck.
This one summer, I worked out at New Philadelphia at Trumpet in the Land, and they have these lighting towers, and it's an outdoor theater. And those are good, like 3-4-story high things, and I had no problem going up on there. And you have to kind of like scooch out a little bit, and you're kind of dangling off the thing. And if you didn't really have anything supporting you besides like this metal bar you kind of put your feet on to brace it. But thinking about that now, my butthole's kind of clenching, and and I've also noticed that when I go to big cities, like I'm going to Chicago next week, I need to get used to it, but I have that problem. Like when I'm walking next to really tall buildings, I just get very kind of I just feel gravity pushing down on me.
Weird.
It is weird. I get over it. Like having CC
It just
there,
makes you feel small.
it does. I feel like I'm more of a wide open spaces guy anymore. LA would be fine. LA's fine. Pittsburgh's fine. Even New York was fine. Chicago I can't explain it, but Chicago's beautiful, and I'm very excited to go there and eat. Oh my God. I got my Portillo's order already ordered. Hot dog, which is, the Chicago hot dog, and then the roast beef sandwich dipped. Because you get like a dipped, you can do it dipped, or they kind of like, it's like a gravy. Dipped, or like slightly dipped, or not dipped, or just drenched.
You just go places and start eating.
What? I mean, why not, man?
That's why. I never thought about that. Like, if you go somewhere, like, there is a main staple of food there.
What's Pittsburgh's? Well, that's
the
Permane
sandwich.
sandwich. I like Pittsburgh pizza. I know folks would disagree with me.
Dude, it's underrated.
It really is. I
Like-
didn't think New York pizza was anything. It was good, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I gotta get that New York pizza. I feel that way about Chicago food, about Portillo's. That's it. Oh, that's my heart. But New York, it just didn't do it for me as a city, because it was like, if you're not in New York and you're not in love, that feeling is increased so much. Because when I went there as kind of like this a hopeful make or break trip with a girl, and it went very, very sour. And I'll tell you, man, if you're sad in New York, you're Woody Allen sad.
Sorry, my coyote's going through some shit.
Like that's the crazy thing, and I think I've been picking that up a lot more over the past 10 years. Is that I sense that energy in the city a lot more. But New York, when you're sad in New York, you feel that like that beat poet come out of you. You have jazz music playing in your head.
Do you picture yourself like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3?
No,
Like in
why
that scene where he's like skipping down the street.
you ruined every cool thing I was thinking about. I was thinking like Naked Lunch, something like that. I was stupid.
I'm thinking of a freaking Tobey Maguire skipping in a black suit with his hair parted.
I'm reading Wayne Gladstone's Internet Apocalypse, and in that the internet gets just shut down and nobody in the world has internet, and New York City becomes this just hellscape where you have YouTube zombies just going around looking for memes. You have clubs that have turned into like internet fetish porn palaces, and it just really that I love that book because I could feel him walking around New York, and as beautiful it is, it could be increasingly lonely if you're not in the right mindset. But no, Chicago would be great because I have somebody there that's not gonna piss me off and send me down a road in New Jersey I shouldn't have gone down. But that's another story.
No, why are you going to Chicago?
Oh, just job stuff with
Oh.
her. Yeah, and then she said, "Hey, you should come with me." Bought the plane ticket, and while she goes do that, I just go and eat. I guess.
That's fantastic. That's
Well,
a great deal for
right?
you.
I mean, I'm not. I'm and again, getting older, I used to really dig flying. I'm not like big on flying as much as I am anymore. Like I'll get on a plane, but I cannot. My mind will not stop racing.
Oh, it's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be this one. I know my luck.
Have you
He's
ever
gonna
heard,
trip over me and accidentally kill himself, and I'm gonna be in a paper.
Mark Maron has that joke where he's just sitting there and he's a little bit tired, and he just sees like he's not sure, but a kind of dark-skinned guy really fast approaching the cockpit. And I stood up and I looked really panicked. I didn't say anything. I went, I'm that guy. Like my mind is racing with so many scenarios. Because I can't because it's scary. Vince, it's unnatural to be on a tube being flung through the sky.
Absolutely. But it's not natural to be afraid of every dark-skinned person.
I'm not. I was paraphrasing a Mark Maron joke, you bastard.
But it's like terrorism on your flight, like one of your fears.
No. You know what my fear is? Because we're flying Southwest and having to check in, and I'm unfortunate to not check in fast enough, and I get stuck and a middle seat between two children.
That sounds like a nightmare. Man, I keep getting phone calls. Hang on. We're going to have to pause this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got about 9 calls from family members, and none of them were my father. I thought, like, someone had a heart attack. Like,
Yeah, that's always horrifying.
So, yeah, I broke the podcast rule.
Yeah,
It's all
it's
good.
fine. No, it's cool.
All right, kids on an airplane. Where
Kids
were
on
we?
That is motherfucking kids. I know that.
Look at these motherfucking kids on this motherfucking airplane.
That would be.
That's me.
The thing about it is that they're not fully, and I'm not sitting here bashing on kids. I understand that at one point we were at some point like that, and I know I was. But what gets me is like when you kind of look at the heathen monsters around you, and you look what they're connected to, and their eyes are connected to their goddamn phones. Like, oh, I just want to punch you.
What do you mean, like just like sitting or like walking?
No, like if you're on the plane and you look at the parents of the kids who aren't doing anything about it, that's like a little bit infuriating.
What do you mean?
Like if you have kids on the airplane,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't be mad at the kids. Like they're kids. You
Yeah.
can't sit there and be like, "Hey, you little pieces of shit. Would you stop doing? Would you stop literally punching me in the arm or whatever little boredom thing they're doing to alleviate whatever they need to alleviate." I don't understand kids, but you look at the parents that just sit there looking indifferent and do nothing about it.
about their kid being a little bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you're putting me in a very awkward position here, ma'am or sir. And I actually, this is why I just
You're
never,
gonna make me discipline your child.
I can't. I wouldn't know what to say. Like Tom Segura, the joke was, if you can't find and this is off an airplane, but like I just had an experience in a theater where if you cannot find a babysitter for your like 5-year-old, you don't get to go to whatever said event in the dark. Because I sat in a theater watching this show as this 5-year-old girl just like sat, like it was her and this other girl's little sister who was younger, and it looked like you had the family and they brought the grandma, and the grandma just had both of the kids on her lap. And every time something would happen, they would look at grandma like, "Grandma, he's a soldier. Grandma, he's a soldier. Grandma, he's a soldier. Grandma, he's a soldier." And that went on for like pretty much the whole time. And then
No, it wouldn't have.
And then she started to kind of, how the seats do that little flippy floppy thing.
Yeah.
She started like kind of hitting the seat, and then it was hitting my knee. And I was like, whatever, she's a kid. But it did that for like pretty much the entire time I was there. And after a while, it felt like water torture. And I don't know what to say, because I know whatever's going to come out of my mouth is going to be so contrary and shitty. So I'm like,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be very condescending.
I definitely will be. So I try not to. Usually I'm with someone that's going, "Dave, no. I was like, all right, God damn it."
See, like, I'm gonna... they're definitely gonna second guess going in public again for a good while. I'm gonna call them on their obvious mistakes, i.e. the children, and
you have a right to do that. I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't look. See these two over here that are. Can I talk about?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. See these two over here that I'm responsible for. What are they doing? They're being human fucking beings. And sometimes it's kids.
Yeah,
like,
because they know there's repercussions to life.
Yeah.
So, like if you're gonna be dumb, you better get a helmet. If you see shit about to hit the fan, you step to the side. You'll be all right. You get a little on your shoe, but it's gonna be okay.
And I don't want to be. I guess I got to be used to being a bad example. And as at one point being like, "All right, kid, listen, I need to teach you a harsh lesson right now. It's called being a bastard. It's what you're doing right now." But they still stare at you like.
I want my kids to grow up, and if something just if anything ever happens, I want them to be able to handle it. That's one of my only goals as a parent. Like, I want them to, like, if something bad happens, like, just at any point in their life, I want them to be able to take a breath and go, I got it.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay. And not, because...
I had to come to those conclusions myself.
Yeah,
because my dad, my mom is a very loving person, but she can be very passive. My dad was the one that would, he would never teach me those lessons about how to control my frustration and anger. It went untethered until like I started, tethering it myself. But yeah, like. No, yeah.
Your rage knew no bounds. That's the second time tonight. So if I
you don't understand what's going on. I've spoken. The car was spoken.
Starter car.
This is
a
like
finisher car.
Finisher car. Oh shit. The battery is running low. We are stumbling and bumbling here. Dude, it happens. There we go.
Did you just say the word conciliating?
It's conciliating.
It's not.
We've discussed my relationship with words. we have a jazz-like relationship.
Are you scatting words now?
Conciliating.
It's not conciliating. Oscillating.
But I feel bad because I feel like I was shitting on parents. I am shitting on some parents. But it's honestly it's mostly because I know great parents that are among my age, like in my peer group, and I find them inspiring to the point where if I end up in the situation, I think I got it from like watching some of you guys. So that's nice. So I think that's what irritates me the most is when I see these fuckers and they're like my age, like, oh, you goddamn asshole. Like, I know people that haven't left their house in years because they have kids. Like, I have to go there to find them. Sometimes I have to take things to them because they're trapped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I've done this to myself. It's like, how's the world, Dave?
It is. They are trapped.
And I get it. And I get it. And I guess there is that kind of like, my biological clock has gone off in weird ways. Like, I'm not ready to be a father. I'll be a cool uncle.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You'd probably be pretty all right, uncle.
If I'm a pretty all right uncle, the father, oh, yikes. What I was just thinking, even kind of like the girl that I'm chosen as my partner, it's like she's kind of in that same sense too of like, no, not for me. It's why.
Oh, dude, if that's not for you, don't fucking do it.
Well, it bums me out because, like, I mean, I could talk about it on here because it'll be kind of removed. I do know some people that are having kids, and I just kind of see that they seem like they were forced into it by their parents. Like, they had this conversation with their mom and dad. It's like, well, you realize that we're 50 and, we may not have much longer, and it would be so great to see our bloodline carry it on for no good reason.
Yeah.
Like, I want to send mine just right into the ocean gloriously, not like into the ground, but like I want it to just. I just want to sink it. Like I don't want. I don't feel like I need somebody to carry on what I want to do. I want to do it. It's an ego thing, I guess. Yeah. I want to do what I want to do. Fuck my whatever happens next.
See, for like a long time, like we just decided that we don't care and we're not going to try to stop it, but we're not really trying. But we just quit caring for like the longest time. And then now she's in nursing school, so her ass is back on the IUD.
Yeah.
Because that ain't happening right now.
No. That was
No. You got like, you could see the finish line. You got like 15 months of nursing school left. Your ass is not getting pregnant.
It's just that, and it's weird. A lot of these situations where I see friends of mine that have kids, it's usually like the dad that's been like, this is what I want. I want kids. And the mom's been like, all right, I really dig you. And, you help me out and you do this for me. I'll give you a kid. And then she's like, God damn it, I don't want this. Oh, it's choking up there for a little bit. Oh, okay, it's good.
Yeah, it hiccups.
But no, I find it interesting that, I do hear so many like men around our age are really into that more than I hear a lot of ladies into it. And I feel like it's like, no, ladies like, fuck, I have other things I want to do besides taking care of a little bastard.
Yeah.
Either for the first time or again.
I mean, it's
Some women are better with the mother patients than others.
yes. I mean, like definitely, like I see parents like out and about, like in the they've either given up on trying to discipline their child, or are just way too strict to the point where it's almost abusive. And there's like not many gray area parents out there anymore. It's weird. Like that, it's like the helicopter generation.
Yeah.
Is pretty much what I'm talking about. Like, and I don't know why they think that's okay. Like that, like co-sleeping shit. That's weird as fuck.
Co-sleeping?
Co-sleeping. These fucking people sleep with their child up until that thing's like 3, 4.
I think I had a phase where I wasn't in the bed, but I slept like on the floor because I had a problem sleeping up in my room at a period. I don't know why. It was a phase.
Really?
Yeah.
I had the same thing.
When did yours hit?
Oh, 7 through like 9.
Oh, mine was 6th grade. Like pretty much all of 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
But I'm a couple years younger than you, so like that would have been the same time.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting.
chronologically.
Yeah, I like looking. I don't know what that was. Like, I do enjoy sleeping with like a night light on. There is this complete blackness.
Oh, we're diving into your world, son.
It's weird because like in complete blackness, I see too much in blackness. Like I see like these very vivid patterns, and it's cool because if you kind of follow the pattern,
Like the kaleidoscope thing.
it lulls you to sleep. But I see them very vividly. But what I hate is when I wake up and in the darkness, like, and you're kind of in that, like out of dream and into reality. I see just the worst shapes, just kind of like looking at me.
Like lucid dreaming.
And guess what? Every time it happens, I get sleep paralysis.
Oh, dude, talk to my ass about sleep paralysis.
It happens so bad,
dude.
It's been bad. It's been really good lately, but there's been fits where like I just wake up. Ah!
It happens to me fucking regularly, Davey. I have fucking no idea why, and it is the most terrifying fucking thing.
I could talk myself out of it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons because I didn't. Oh shit! Now I didn't really tell Cece much about this, but hey, we'll go.
Do you have night terrors? Do you wake up in screaming fits?
Just
punching.
She hasn't punched me, but she gets like girl violent when she's sleeping, where it's like they'll do that thing where they're all cuddly, then all of a sudden their ass expands horizontally through the bed, and then they do that trick where they come to cuddle you. And they leave from cuddling you, and they take every bit of blanket with them.
Dude, we have not shared a blanket since our 2nd week in our relationship.
You can't do it. Like
no, like I moved in with her like pretty quick, like maybe like 3 or 4 months into the relationship, and we made it with one blanket for like a week and a half. And I'm like, listen, number one, she's a blanket hog. And what blanket I can have is like the biggest, thickest comforter she can possibly buy. Like the one she has now is like some sort of down, and it is about 3 inches thick. And it's king sized.
Like is that like the comforter you would get in a hotel, where it's like you're
like a
constantly
fancy
hot and cold
hotel
at the same time?
It's like a fancy hotel where you're like, am I supposed to sleep on top of this or under this?
That's a duvet. I think that's what that's technically called.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah.
But
Alina has a duvet cover, and we couldn't figure it out. Like, what the fuck is a duvet? Like, where do we get that?
Yeah.
What do we cover with this?
Dude, I sleep with like a quilt my mom made me. Very thin.
I have
flannel.
I think I have like a fleece throw that I just use. It's cozy and soft.
I bought like a fleece one too that was like super thin, but like somehow still warm. But I bought it in like a king size just because I wanted a fucking big blanket.
Pillows are a big deal. Those are a bigger deal for me than anything. Like a blanket's a blanket. Like honestly,
I need my fucking blanket. And I need my pillow. I'm breaking one in currently. Like my first one. Like, are you one of these people like me that like kept a fucking pillow for about 30 years?
Yes, and Cece, and she changed that. Now those pillows. Well, no, they're still there. No, they're still there, but they've just moved to the foot of the bed, so they're kind of like resting pillows. So if I'm reading, I'll like prop myself up one of the I'll throw it behind my back, so they become utility pillows.
Dude.
But they're weird. Like there's a gray pillowcase that has like two pillows stuffed in it. One pillow is like has been used so much it's like flat, but it's like
Yeah, that's my favorite one because I sleep with my stomach.
And then I have this pillow that I took from downstairs on the day bed. It's like this big long pink pillow. It's kind of like a quarter. It's like almost like a half of a body pillow. But I love the cover on it, the pink cover, because it's so nice and cool. And but then I have these. Then I have my regular sleeping pillows, which are three. I think side sleepers pillows, like kind of. But those are really nice, and I just kind of have a cocoon of pillows. But then Cece comes over, and then she just kind of, my world is taken from me.
She's like, I'm your pillows now.
That's fine. I like those pillows. But the nice thing about it is, it's like. I
wish she spoke like that, by the way.
She does. That's not far off. But I know some people have been thinking, God damn, you sleep with the lights on or the TV on. Like, I'll fall asleep with the TV on, and it's usually like The Office, and The Office lulls me to sleep. But and so will she. But she's not into the lights. But I could sleep okay if somebody else is like there, and it doesn't matter if I just know to keep kind of like Aline is in the house. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm good. Like, I just need that comfort. I guess I know that if these shadows I'm seeing are real, I have somebody to fight them with me.
Yeah.
I just need that comfort. Just to know that I'm good.
See, I don't get that.
I got a crazy imagination, man.
Mine is like, it's pretty much every time. It's pretty much any time there is light. Well, yeah, pretty much, because I sleep with the my door open.
I couldn't do that. I can't have a door open.
I hate it.
Yeah,
but
I gotta close it.
But I want to be able to hear the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
I understand.
We keep the bathroom light on so they can get through at night if they need to go to the bathroom. And when I fall asleep on my back, like if I fall asleep watching TV, I'll set a timer. And when my eyes pop open and I can't move, that is the fucking most horrifying thing ever, because I know it's out there and I can feel it coming, and I can feel it fucking beside me, and I can feel it coming down the side of my goddamn face. Ugh. I've felt it touch my foot. It's fucking nightmarish, and I can't move. I can't get a good look at it. It's black, but I can feel it touch me. Like, it'll get us. Like, I felt it go clear up my side before. And, dude,
I've had similar things where I just felt like, yeah, this is something here.
Like,
but I've somehow talked myself out of it, that it wasn't anything.
It's that presence, like, of, you know how you get a feeling like someone's, like, in the same room?
Yes.
It's that feeling, and that's what triggers me opening my eyes. So
what is that?
So I startle myself halfway awake, but I'm startling myself into sleep paralysis.
See, and that's where I scare myself into it. That's the same way. So that's why I usually have like some sort of light source on, so that if I know I wake up, I'm not going to freak out. And it's not that I want to. It's because now when it happens, what's nice about it, and it's happened I think it happened maybe once, maybe last month. I'll wake up and you go, oh shit, what the fuck? I'm going to be eaten. No, dude, you're fine. Calm down. And like, as long as you kind of got that in your head, like your heart's going to be racing and your body's going to be like, shit. You're going to be in fight and flight mode. Mm-hmm. And I learned to calm myself down, but like it's still it's rough.
Dude, like mine's gone so far as all right, when you're laying on my bed and the light's coming in from the bathroom, it would be coming in like horizontally to you. So the door's to my left, and I can hear, like, I get that feeling, like a rumbling feeling, like something's walking through the house, and then I'll see something poke its head in,
Ugh.
and then go right back out. That one's happened before.
And this is here?
Yeah. This has happened my entire life.
Oh, okay. All right.
But just these specific ones have happened
So that
here.
doesn't sound like Harry.
No, that ain't Harry. That's something different. But yeah, these specific ones, like I've had the shadow thing happen a lot.
Yeah, I've had
Like walking up to me, but no, the actually feeling it touch, and then the whatever it is poking its head in and running back out, like that one's new. I like that hasn't happened since, like, it didn't happen before I had kids.
Yeah, I've had those. That was made back when I was 17. It's been a long ass time. So
That could just be like anxiety worrying about the kids, though. So
Yeah.
like, in part of my little sleep paralysis hallucination, I've always been a heavy dreamer, like very lucidly. I've always dealt with like sleep paralysis and shit like that, but I've never like I've had nightmares, but I've never had like legit waking up like shaking. Like I've had some tense shit, like woken up in cold sweats and like, but I've never woken up totally terrified. Like, but my brother dealt with sleepwalking and night terrors, and I dealt with lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis.
I've slept walk only a couple times. Because my mom's told me about it. The first time, she just found me in the living room, just like laying on the floor, and I would just and she came in and she was talking to me, and it was kind of like I misheard her, and I just started laughing at her. She said, I forget what she said. She said that I thought she said. And I was just giggling. But the second time, I remember it pretty vividly because she told me. I woke up, and I was sleepwalking, and I just remember opening the door, and a towel fell off the door, and I screamed. Screamed and woke everybody in the house up. My mom was like, "What? What's wrong?" And I was like, and she said, "You were just unresponsive, and you just turned around and went back to bed." And I dreamed that, but she had to tell me about it the next morning, so that was the one I kind of remembered. But yeah, that towel scared the shit out of me.
You want a ghost story?
Yeah, why not?
All right, this is one for you. All right, so whenever I would stay with my mom, that's when I first started having like the sleep paralysis stuff. Like when I was young, it started probably when I was about 9 or 10, and like I would feel someone walking right outside my door, or just stuff like that, just like distant things, and like it always felt young. It never felt like, this one never felt like demonic or anything. And I come to find out years later that my sister was experiencing the same kind of thing. Like it's just always, it's playful right outside her door, and maybe like she would even feel it like following her around, like when she was awake sometimes. Like maybe like if she was getting ready in the mirror or something, and just feel like just right off from the side. And I always get that feeling too. Like anytime like I'm at my mom's, it's weird. It's attached. And we came to find out later on that my sister was a twin.
Oh shit.
And so we're both experiencing the same thing, and like she would have dreams of a little boy that looked like my brother, kind of, and like just like all these kinds of weird dreams. But like it's just an eerie thing that we always felt like a child was following us around whenever we were there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where my sleep paralysis spawned. Like it just felt like something was walking around me. Like didn't feel threatening, but it. Damn, I popped that off in my beer.
Yeah.
And didn't feel threatening, but it was just always there. It was weird.
Yeah, I've never had. I mean, I have. I've kind of like, it's hard to tell. I guess like the most. Is there another one in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be back in the high life again.
High Life's like the best cheap beer.
The champagne of why? Oh shit!
Champagne
God.
beers.
I feel like Jay Gatsby over here.
You gonna drown in a pool later? What are you doing?
Did he drown in a pool?
I thought he did, didn't he?
They just died in a car crash. I've only seen that movie. I've never read The Great Gatsby. It's a pretty good flick.
One of the one with DiCaprio, or
Yeah.
I started to watch it.
It's good. It's very. I like the actors in it. I thought Tobey Maguire did a decent job in it. But what were we
I haven't
talking about?
forgiven him yet.
Oh, for Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
No.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I've said my piece many times about it. Like I have better things to worry about, like ghost stories and podcasting and not fucking Han Solo and shit like that.
Did we talk about Han Solo
Did
yet?
we? I think we watched the trailer and we just kind of reacted to it.
Like now that it's had a moment to like sink in, that was dog shit, son.
You know what did it for me? I feel that if Last Jedi, the Last Jedi, if the Last Jedi was a halfway decent movie and I didn't come out there feeling soured, I would have accepted that trailer and I saw like qualities that I would have liked about it. But I'm not excited about the franchise anymore because I'm really happy with the first 3 movies, and I always will be. And I was happy whenever I discovered things like Shadows of the Empire and all the books and all the other stories that happened in between. Because I don't know if you've ever read Shadows of the Empire.
No.
It's a fantastic story about Darth Vader struggling with the light side, while at the same time Luke Skywalker is struggling with the dark side. And I got into that because the Kenner toy line in the 90s, which I thought it's my favorite toy line next to Ghostbusters, but they had a great set that had all the Shadow of the Colossus, Shadow of the Empire figures in there. And they had the comic books that kind of got you into the story, and that pulled me into the book, and the book is just so good. So I had my time with Star Wars, and it was Empire Strikes Back, because that's my favorite. It's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. Those three movies are classics, and I like them for what they are. I really did like Force Awakens. Force Awakens is still a great, fun movie.
It felt like a Star Wars movie.
That movie. Okay, I will say I will accept those 3 movies and that one. We'll see what happens.
With an honorable mention of Episode 3.
Yes. Okay, I do like Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. I do enjoy Revenge of the Sith. And like I said, I wasn't turned off by those movies when the prequels came. I just took them as like, it's kind of like how I take a lot of the reboots that happen lately. Like they're talking about bringing The Office back. I don't know how I feel about that. The most successful nostalgia reboot that's been happening that happened was Twin Peaks season 3. That was because one, it made sense because they alluded in the second season, I'll see you 25 years later, and it just made sense, and it had such a cult following. It had to work, and it worked very well. And David Lynch is not really kind of into doing movies anymore, so it was nice to see him come out and do that, and I loved it, and I thought it was a absolute success. It still leaves you with more questions about the Twin Peaks universe, but I was a huge fan. How's Roseanne?
Fantastic, actually.
Because I doubt you. Have you ever seen anything Twin Peaks?
No.
I'm very loose in the Roseanne, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about.
Amazing. They did such a good job with this. They got like most of the original writing team back. They got a lot of the original cast. They couldn't get one of the guys that played one of the daughters' boyfriends.
Johnny Galecki.
No, they got him for like 2 episodes.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. That's cool.
And they couldn't get the other guy because he's dead. But
Which one's that?
the one who played Mark.
Oh, okay. Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's
Shit.
dead in like real life. They got.
I've seen scattered Roseanne episodes. 'Cause I'm a John Goodman fan.
Dude, there are so many fucking like callbacks.
And I like Roseanne Barr, too.
Dude, she's great.
Yeah.
She was on Rogan's podcast. She won me over.
Yeah. The extreme leftist that would shit on her. I was like, I don't care. I don't care what her views are. She's a genius.
No, dude,
Yeah.
she's funny as
I
fuck.
can't help but I respect comedy so much. Like I can't help but like still tip my hat to Roseanne.
Dude, there's so many like callbacks and like significant things in this show. Like she's playing like the Connors are like ignorant Trump supporters ish almost. Like they're a little bit like stereotypical, but they're like still like smart. Like they have points. But it's like a lot of their viewpoints are like
No, I have friends that are Trump supporters and they're smart people. And
yeah.
they have reasons, which
Yeah.
I like. I'm a fan
Yeah,
of
if you can
reasons and
defend
facts.
it, go
Yeah.
for it. Like I understand, like you don't have to like the man to like some of his shit. Like I don't hate everything he does, like most of it, but like not everything. I'm sure there's few things
I got no
I'm
really
reaping the benefits of.
Gregson, my buddy Gregson and I, I'm sure some people know him on here. We got in a really nice discussion today when we were going to get our tuxes fitted about stuff like that, and where it's like there are many, and like John Oliver said, there are parts of us that like Donald Trump, and it's true. Like there are things he's done. I'm like, wow, man, that's ballsy. Fuck yeah,
Like
man.
repealing like the Obamacare thing and like not fining people for not having health insurance. I like that.
Yeah, that was pretty like.
That's titties.
Yeah, there's things like that, but then what it comes down to is that there are people that are so blindly nationalist, and they're not, and they have they just have such a narrow viewpoint that they really hone in on Donald Trump's brand, and that's kind of what America is now. And it's kind of, guess what? I don't have to have empathy. It's like, yes, you do.
Yes, you have to treat people like
Yes.
people, even if they disagree with you.
Like Patton Oswalt has a great bit about how presidents are always, they're not so much elected as they are cast to deliver a shitty piece of news. Like Bill Clinton had to do, like there was shit tons of job losses with him. Obama had the fucking goddamn robot drone shit to deal with.
Yeah, drone
Like,
strikes.
And it was kind of like no matter who's in office, and that's kind of where I guess my biggest bummer about it was I know a lot of conservatives are very confused, not all, but are very confused and angry at vaginas, and they want to regulate those, and I think vaginas should fly free, and it's not my business, like, you know, it's nothing to do with us, and and unfortunately over Easter I had to endure hearing these conversations about the fucking liberal cunts and shit like that, and oh yeah, these gay men, all these gay men here, I'm telling you what, I just see them eyeing me up. No, they're not. Not okay.
Dude, women don't like you. Dudes aren't gonna
No.
like you.
That's the same. Like honestly,
That's not even a valid argument. You can't get a
it's
woman.
a terrible argument. And my thing is, okay, listen, okay, so
if you could get a woman, then like you don't care about a gay dude.
I'm essentially scrap to people that have those opinions, so I never have a good conversation with them. So hey, that's good. That's fine by me. But my thing is, okay, listen, dude. All right, now you think these gay men are just gonna come up and assault you? Okay, now if you're in a supermarket and there's a gay dude that comes to you, hey man, take your pants off, whatever you're afraid that he's gonna do. If he does that to you, you could defend yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's creepy behavior on any front.
They're terrified that a gay dude's gonna treat them like they treat women.
That's a good, yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. And I just think men that are homophobic, they see gay men as a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not good to look at.
No, like they're forced to like confront their own femininity.
Yeah.
Bleh.
And you gotta be a balance of that shit. Like I'm not saying you gotta be a man and be, I gotta get in touch with the lady side, but it's like almost empathy, because
That's queer.
well, I mean, in a kind of like in an energy sense, it's like I'm reading this book, The Synchronicity Key, and I like David Wilcock describes this male energy as like us as kind of like a light force, where we're this energetic force that just has to get things done. So, we got to get things done. Let's come on. But we have no direction. Like, we don't know which way to go. But then women, who are a force of love, they more or less guide us to where we have to be. So we have to be kind of like a balance of that feminine and male energy, because it's a yin and yang thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a positive, and it's just the opposite. It's the opposite you have to be. You have to be an abstract person. And I think I'm noticing more and more people that lack certain empathies or logic, or a want for facts. A want for facts. That's damaging, and I'm very, very sensitive to people that are like either like we're describing, or also what I hate are people that are so liberal, but at the same time they're shitty people, and they defend their shitty behavior with their liberalism. I'm like, god damn it!
Because
why?
Because if you disagree or have a different opinion, you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
That's not a valid argument,
I'm
sir.
just a fucking. I'm just
I'm not
so
a Nazi.
I'm just a cosmonaut. I'm just floating, man.
I'm just here, man.
Yeah, like I take it all in, and
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I never think that I have any valid opinion to offer other than I like Dana Gold's. I take that as philosophy. The more I disagree with somebody politically, the quicker I am to agree with them. And then I take that time I would have spent arguing, and I enjoy an ice cream sandwich. I have a very ice cream sandwich philosophy about life. There are other things to worry about, and I put my anxiety into those things that are kind of more closer to me. Because, like, some of the people I just hear that are really kind of like, oh, my God, like, Donald Trump is being attacked. Everybody wants to hurt him. He's not hurt.
No other president had to take this kind of criticism. Motherfucker,
Every
I
single
watched you
one.
hang an Obama dummy, you
Right?
fucking crazy bastard. You hung a fucking dummy with the president's fucking face on it, and then you marched through the streets with tiki torches? You fucking psychopath.
Like, just, if you have any account of American history from school, you'll remember that, like, Democrats and Republicans were very, very different through the years. Things change. And I think we're at such a point now where we think we know everything, and we're so cynical, and we don't think we have to keep being mindful of what we're doing.
Well, dude,
We're on autopilot more and more.
Life's, it's very hilly.
Hilly?
Or pendulous, rather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I like that. Yeah.
And right now,
Yeah.
we're swinging out.
Yes.
All right, things are getting a little kooky.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, it'll balance out for a while, and then
absolutely.
we'll go
Yeah.
the other way. Like,
And it'll come back.
we went
everything's
real
in
liberal
cycles.
for a long time. Now we're going real back to, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want kind of bullshit, whether it's right, wrong, dumb, smart, stupid.
But it's kind of nice, though, when you think about it, because in this time, as like a lot of conservatives have been more empowered to speak their mind, I've been more empowered to speak my mind. Granted, I don't kind of like, I mean, we are now, but I really don't try to kind of get into that realm. I try to land in that realm of people that would appreciate Art Bell and George Norrie, and that's my thing. But like, I rather be, if I'm going to be loud like that, I rather be loud about trying to figure out aliens and stuff like that, because like, and I always talk a lot about comedians. That's
Sorry, man. This is the show to do it on.
Yeah, and that's on our podcast. Same thing too. Like we hold comedians at a very high standard or high respect, because I think they are on the main vein of what's going on in the world.
Speaking of which, we got to take a time out for this one. I was reading earlier. They took Mitzi Shore to the Comedy Store for the last time last night.
Oh,
because I guess she's in hospice. So I guess Paulie and his mom's caregiver took her to the store last night, one last time before she passes.
that's
So
awesome.
the godmother of comedy is about to bite the big one. Then just leave us out in the world with Pauly Shore. God damn it.
I mean, he had Son-in-Law. I like Son-in-Law.
Dude, he had a bunch of great comedies.
Encino Man's
They're
really
fucking
good.
hilarious. The only reason I won't let my kids watch them is because I don't need my kids walking through the house going, "The weasel."
Steven Tyler PJ. I was big on that. Steven Tyler PJs. Steven Tyler PJs. Yeah, no, Son-in-Law is really funny. Encino Man is a 90s classic. I didn't get into Biodome.
Biodome was fucking hilarious.
I don't know why. It's like it didn't do it for me. It's again, I will retract it because there are movies that I didn't get into because I saw that last time I saw that I was probably when it came out, and then humor went right over my because I didn't understand stoner humor yet.
Yeah,
But then later on in life, things really changed.
See, Gavin's about at that age now where he's about to start. He's gonna be the weird kid, so he's gonna start getting into like cult classic kind of shit.
Oh God,
I know. He's in the right company. I'm not shocked at all he's ending up like this.
Have you ever seen Toys with Robin Williams?
I have.
That's a weird ass movie, but I love it.
Dude, there's so much weird shit out there for him.
And that's why I get so excited when I see trailers for movies like what's the last? What was I talking about early? Oh, the Meg, with Jason Statham. The Meg is
Jesus.
a movie about a megalodon starring Jason Statham and Rainn Wilson, and I'm very good. Dwight from The Office. It looks like a Michael Bay take on Jaws, and I'm very excited for that because I love stupid monster movies, and I'm very excited for Rampage next week.
I'm not fucking watching that.
What?
Dude, I can't do The Rock.
I could do The Rock and Rampage.
He's burning me out on him.
Jumanji didn't really look appealing.
Jumanji can go fuck itself.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I was thinking you were gonna say no. Jumanji was surprisingly really funny because some of those movies, they could be really funny.
They can suck a big pile of my fucking cock.
You know what movie? I kind of ignored it because I was kind of burnt out on them. The Lego Batman movie
Kids liked it.
was hysterical. I thought it was so. I laughed my ass off.
Do you want to know what to this day has legitimately stopped me from watching The Last Jedi? Because I haven't seen it yet. Still, I have not watched it.
That's right, you haven't.
And do you want to know why? Because the weekend it came out, the kids went and saw it, and I value Gavin's opinion.
Oh, I have to hear
on
this.
most things nerd like.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
And this child, since the age of
And he's big on Star Wars.
Since the age of 5, he's been into Star Wars as soon as I showed it to him. And he
turned 40 all of a sudden.
The weekend it came out, he was with his other dad, and he came home. And his other dad took him to see it because I had no interest in it. And they invited me. We took him together to see The Force Awakens.
You made a really good choice.
Yeah.
I had a bad feeling about
He
this.
comes walking in the house, and I'm expecting, anytime he sees something cool and he knows I like, he'll fucking tell me that he sees it. And he's like, I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm like, I'll fucking spoil it because you need to.
Yeah.
And he walks in, he doesn't even mention it. Neither is Xander, but Xander probably slept through half of it. That's not a shock. And he's going upstairs, and I go, hey man, how was the movie? Did you like it? And he's like, I mean, it's okay. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
Star Wars is
bad sign.
Star Wars is his favorite thing. He has $500 he wants to spend on a Lego Death Star. It was all right. What? Do you think will happen? I mean, I guess
Here and there. I would say
there's a cool battle.
there's Laura Dern is a highlight when she. Do you mind if I say the things? Laura Dern is pretty great whenever she runs a rebel blockade through a Star Destroyer. I loved that. The fight and kind of banter between Kylo Ren and Luke was pretty decent at the end when they face off, and that was just
Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's just a pretty scene whenever because it's kind of like this. It's got this low angle, and it's back. Luke's back, and you see Kylo facing front, and you have these 3 ATs kind of just veering down on him, and it's a really nice shot. and that's the thing. The movie's very pretty, but like when it opens its mouth, they go, "Oh god damn it, shut up. Please shut up." It's one of the worst written movies I've ever had the displeasure of sitting through. It's not funny. They try to be funny, and you could be funny. Like Force Awakens had a really fun, like, rollicking adventure, and then the humor was very well handled.
Yes.
Like it was timed well, and it came in and it was appreciated, and it wasn't trying to. And that's the thing. Like, I feel that where you really like that Force Awakens was like a New Hope. This Last Jedi really tried to be Empire Strikes Back, because Empire Strikes Back is dark,
yes,
and brooding. Like, nothing ends well in that movie.
No, and it was wonderful.
And nothing really
That's
ends
why
well
it was
in
the
this
best
movie.
one.
And they try to like get lightning in a bottle, and I feel the same. They did the same thing with not Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, because Attack of the Clones is at the end. You're supposed to get this foreboding sense of, oh shit, this army is slowly changing into the Empire, and it had no impact because it was just trying to emulate what Empire Strikes Back was. And I feel it was the same problem with Last Jedi, which leaves me hopeful that 9 could be a fun time. But then again, they shit on so many. They shit on every plot line that you're interested in. They said we don't care about it anymore.
Well, see, I knew this movie was fucked. Like,
Ray's parents, it's so stupid.
Yeah, dude,
it's dumb.
I knew it was fucked months before it came out, because during post-production, they fired that director, and they were like, "We got J.J. Abrams back for the 9th one." I'm like, "Oh, so
it's a little bit too late for me."
Yeah, I'm like, so this movie sucks balls, does it?
Yeah,
like, this guy's done something terrible, and you fired him
because
he was set to direct the 9th one.
Yeah. And it sadly had a little bit of a residual effect for the Marvel films with me. Like, I was like, I'm not excited about seeing this because I don't want to go in there with all this amped up excitement.
Marvel does not let you down.
And I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Black Panther. And what I like about the Infinity War trailer is I only keep seeing the same things. I only keep seeing the same things in that trailer, which leads me to believe
it's very tight-lipped.
It's probably going to be something crazy that's going to happen.
It's going to be fucking detrimental.
And then what's the gap? Because I know the Infinity War's 2 movies. Is there not like another phase gap between this one? Like, we're gonna get like 7 more movies out? Because I'm down for that.
They're just gonna keep going, but they're gonna start ending some people.
All right, good.
Like, it's like we're getting ready to say goodbye to Captain America. We're getting ready to say goodbye to Iron Man. And that's why you're seeing them start to hire younger people, like the kid who plays Peter Parker,
Tom Holland.
Yeah, because you got another 10 years of Spider-Man now with a great Spider-Man, very well received.
Well, have they acquired like Doom and Fantastic Four and X-Men for use?
They're in the final approval phase of the Fox deal.
Because I wouldn't mind a little, because I thought Avengers 2 would have been helped by an X-Men plot somewhere.
Well,
like
see,
laced in earlier.
Here's where you're going into you're shifting phases now, because Avengers 4 is the last one. It's so you can start introducing. You find you a good Wolverine, a good young Wolverine. You find you maybe a Gambit, maybe a Cyclops. You don't have to introduce the entire X-Men right now. You can have one they've never used. Like Gambit.
Did you?
Well, they used him, but he was good. But he was the best part of that movie.
Did you enjoy the recent X-Men trilogy?
I did.
Me too.
I loved it.
Apocalypse was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was the weakest out of the 3 of them, but I still liked it.
Yeah, if you were a fan of the '90s cartoons, those movies were for you.
Good point. I was. That's my favorite. That's why I liked them. I never thought of that. That's why I really dug those, and that's why I like Legion. Legion's
I didn't watch Legion. I know the TV shows.
It's a mind fuck of a TV show. The acting's really fun, and like the overarching villain's a lot of fun too. I really dig it.
Really?
Yeah, it's I don't know exactly how it ties in the X-Men, but they have like a lot of X-Men foreshadowing going on. Like I said, we were talking earlier. I know that the main dude, David Haller, kind of has like some sort of untethered Xavier powers. But it's Aubrey Plaza is in it, and I really like
I
seeing
liked her.
I like seeing her in something that isn't Parks and Rec. Like, Parks and Rec is an excellent show, but where I kind of come into some tension with some folks when I get into discussions about The Office versus Parks and Rec, because Parks and Rec would not be what it really was or what it tried to strive to be if it wasn't for The Office. And I do defend that show, but like I think The Office is exponentially better than Parks and Rec because The Office had these streaks of nihilism in them in real life. Like in the end of it, towards the last season, they start breaking everything down where you think like the characters you thought were always going to be together aren't going to be together, where like their marriage just kind of falls apart a little bit.
Hey, that Jim and Pam or whatever.
Yeah, there's like the characters start really the storylines that they've been built up for like 8 seasons start to kind of disintegrate, and everything is okay again. But it's like because they went through shit and realized, oh, and that's what happens in life. Like when you go through a really hard time, you realize, yes, you and I made it through it, and now we're better because of it. And it has this realer quality about it. Where Parks and Rec is like. There's no opposition in it. Every villain is just kind of like the misunderstood guy or something like that. And it's a little bit too goofy and silly. The performances are fantastic. My problem with it is I do not like Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, I fucking hate.
And
that
they
guy.
want him to be this likable character, and he's the slime bag.
Mm-hmm.
And when he has his moments of like, I know I wait, what's an Aziz Ansari? Oh, I know I do this, but I'm really all broken inside. No. It's like fuck, I don't buy it. You're a shitbag.
He's a box of shit.
I
don't
never
like
thought
that
he was a
guy.
funny comedian. And I think the guy the guy from Silicon Valley.
T.J. Miller.
No, the Indian gentleman from Silicon.
I know who you're
Oh,
talking about.
he is fucking killer. Oh, like I just always saw him in Portlandia in those little roles, but lately he's been popping up more and more. I was like, I need to get it. This dude is a fantastic comedian. That is like he is dry but fucking hysterical. Aziz Ansari is just a dick bag.
Yeah, he. I don't like his fucking voice or his face or his personality.
His personality kills me. That's what does it to me. But I did like Amy Poehler was fantastic in it, and they kind of tried to make.
I don't like her either.
I like her. The problem with what they did is in the beginning they tried to make her a lot like Steve Carell's character, and it doesn't work. Is that it's just Steve Carell made a unlikable character likable, and Amy Poehler, everybody just being really mean to her, and you feel bad. But I loved Aubrey Plaza. But in Legion, it's really nice to see her play other roles besides that role she does in that, because I know a lot of people really kind of like think that's like her, because she has that very dry sense of humor, and that character just embodies it. But she's a really good actress, and granted, she kind of has that like I think she looks like a Muppet personally.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I said that about the lead singer of
She's really appealing.
Alabama Shakes, and I got called a monster.
What?
Well, she looks like a Muppet.
Oh.
Like she looks like a caricature of herself.
Yeah, it's like, but that's cool because whatever Aubrey Plaza's in, and they need that sort of actress to look that way, it makes her exponentially more interesting, and that's what they do with her in Legion, because she dies within the first 10 minutes of Legion, and you're like, oh, that's crazy, but then she kind of becomes like the villain of the series, uses her as his avatar to fuck with the main character.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's really good, and she does a very good job. She does an excellent job with it. So,
damn.
yeah, she's got, like, Aubrey's got chops on her. Like, she's always had chops. And I think Parks and Rec, a lot of, like, fans of those would go, oh, no, just do the same role you've always been doing because I can't move on. Like, I love that the actors from The Office, like John Krasinski, has gone on to be just a fantastic director. Like, I've heard nothing but good things about A Quiet Place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a giant Krasinski fan. I'll watch NBC comedies with Jenna Fisher in it because she's such a treasure.
And Jenna Fisher.
Pam.
Oh, I don't know.
She was in Blades of Glory.
I don't watch that either. I can't stand studio comedies.
Blades, it's the weakest out of those Will Ferrell comedies. My favorite was
That
Talladega
wasn't even
Nights.
Will Ferrell comedies. Like that was just like some studio hired him Like he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think he wrote that. Ugh, I just hit myself.
Somebody,
in the face.
yeah, that was kind of like, okay, we need a Napoleon Dynamite Will Ferrell
Yeah,
combination
like-
here. That was pretty weak.
You want a paycheck? Yes. Yes, I do. Oh shit, man. I'm getting near my bedtime.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, glad we pulled that out. Glad
Yeah,
I was.
hey, I'm glad you are in the neighborhood. Thanks for doing this last minute.
Did you find Yeah, did we ever?
No, he's still in my house.
Oh shit! Yeah, we never made a point that JP. People are like, "What the fuck? Who's
yeah.
this dude?" What's
He's
he
in my.
doing?
I don't know where he is. I'll track him down.
We never acknowledge that.
It'll be all right. He might have been poisoned. I'm working on it.
I'm worried about. I like JP, as do you, of course.
I do. I love the dude. Well, I'm gonna track him down. We'll probably be back sometime this week. I don't know what we're doing. If not, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Bye.